In Variety, the camera accidentally captured a provocative portrait in the corner of my house. The naked man on it was Zane Xavier, a top racing driver. The whole internet was in an uproar, and everyone said I was a fan of Zane Xavier. On the same day, Zane Xavier, who has not touched social media for 800 years, posted an explanation. Lack of money. Part-time art studio modeling. Do not speculate too much. Fan. 7 years old received a limited edition Ferrari. 10 years old at home to spend millions of dollars to build a professional track practice. 16 years old to play F3 to take the double championship. 19 years old to become the youngest F1 racing driver. After 5 consecutive Grand Prix. You say you lack of money? In the early hours of the morning, frustrated Zane Xavier was online again. Do you want me to admit that I was trying to seduce someone by dressing in a scanty outfit? And it didn't work out? Art studio was not doing well. And Sean Lowe, who was in charge of planning, sent me to a traveling variety show. The name is Business Trip. Oh. With the program's money. To promote his art studio. What kind of public money? Scam Artist is a great program for him. In the first episode, the program team carried the live broadcasting equipment into the house. I patiently introduced to the host. The 2 rooms over here have been opened up and are where we usually paint. The camera swept through the rooms filled with plasters, still lives, and drawing paper, and quickly locked onto one spot. The originally calm live broadcast room suddenly went into overdrive. Wait. What am I seeing? The half-naked handsome guy on the painting in the left corner looks so much like Zane Xavier. Who's Zane Xavier? Is he a new pop idol? Sister. You don't know Zane Xavier. The youngest F1 racer in China. With a fortune of over $100 million. Great looks. And a novel hero. I've been a fan of Zane Xavier for so many years. But I've never seen him show anything below his neck. This sister is not some kind of delusional fangirl. Is she? Don't be a fool. I've never seen Zane Xavier's neck exposed before. Don't be so harsh. Big greedy girl is really daring. Leave me 4 pieces. The host paused subtly. And then looked straight and brightly into the corner of the art studio. Is this painting? My eyes swept over. She should be looking at the oil painting sketch. In the heavily colored picture, a man sits topless, leaning against the window. Dappled light and shadow swept over his deep eyebrows. And then all the way down, over the tight abdominal muscles and mermaid line, into the broad black pants. Cold, clear shade, clarity. No wonder the host looked dumbfounded. Our painting skills are really superior. I proudly explained. In order to maintain the feel, daily practice is a must. However, she still stared tightly and refused to move her eyes. I couldn't see the pop-ups in the broadcast room. I just thought she was marveling at the fact that 8 out of 10 of the characters in that pile of paintings were not fully clothed. So, in all seriousness, she explains. The main reason for drawing the human body is to better understand the muscle trend. In fact, a larger scale will also have, along with the voice. I cannot help but smile. But I'm afraid that the live broadcasting room will be blocked. Bigger scale? Is that what I think it is? You dare to draw. But I don't dare to look. So you're going to draw a full-body portrait of Zane Xavier in private? Mom. So how long is Zane Xavier? Ahem. I mean, how long should it be? Oh. My God. Is this a serious broadcast? I'm scared. Zane Xavier's official height is 188. Which is 16.34 centimeters according to the formula from Men's Health International. Sister. Draw according to the data upstairs. I'll pay to see it. As the first 3 installments of the program were recorded back-to-back. I was on a plane to Maui when the live recording hit the news. Seeing that they couldn't plug me, the media turned to the other main event. Zane Xavier's trip ended perfectly with cheers at the Haymarket F1 race. It's the middle of summer and Zane Xavier comes down to the track, pulls off his helmet and tucks his limp hair back in the blazing sun. The media swarmed around him like crazy, flashing their lights. After the questions about the race, The rest is gossip and rumors. Zane Xavier cringes at the crush. The staff struggles to maintain order. But in the midst of the chaos, an off-color word can be heard. Cameras even begin to focus on certain key areas in a deliberate attempt to find out what's going on. A bewildered Zane Xavier finally got his cell phone. By the time he did, Twitter was in a frenzy. Half of them called me an obsessive fan. And half of them discussed Zane Xavier's muscles from head to toe. The man in the uniform lowered his eyelashes and snickered softly. In the face of a steady stream of questions from the press, Zane Xavier is evasive. I don't think it's really worth your while to make random assumptions about a girl's relationship with someone else without solid evidence. When Zane Xavier isn't smiling, there's a strong sense of oppression. And his jaw slowly tightens as hostility rises from underneath his calm eyes. Seeing the air pressure go down, many reporters wisely chose to shut up. However, some people did not listen to the advice and hissed loudly. We just want the truth. Is the person on the painting you? Zane Xavier raised an eyebrow and asked in amusement. The truth? The man leaned against the specially painted, multi-million-dollar race car in the face of the relentless reporters. The tip of his tongue pressed impatiently against his cheekbone. Without blushing or skipping a beat, he said, a little short on cash. Going to art studio for part-time modeling. No offense. Hashtag Zane Xavier is short of money? Hashtag Zane Xavier has no shame in selling his body for money. Hashtag oil painting Zane Xavier's body is real. Hashtag. As soon as I got off the plane, I was greeted by these oddly shaped buzzwords. I breathlessly clicked through the comments section. 7 years old received a limited edition Ferrari. 10 years old at home to spend millions of dollars to build a professional track practice. 16 years old to play F3 to take the double championship. 19 years old to become the youngest F1 race car driver. After 5 consecutive Grand Prix. You say you lack of money? If you're short of money, then what am I? Am I unlucky? Move over upstairs. Don't block my way. I'm drinking the northwest wind. Am I the only one who thinks this guy's talking shit because he's pissed off? Zane Xavier is just trying to make sense of the situation. After all, if he denies it, the oil painting girl will be a clown. Zane Xavier is a gentleman. Get out of here. Don't hurt my brother just because he's tolerant. I guess it's up in the air. That sister is trying to rub it in. Look at her smugness when she says even bigger. She'd love to be treated like a sister-in-law by the netizens. No. Just talk about him. Why are you scolding me in the process? I'm a serious painter. Also, the Zane Xavier you guys are talking about is not the same one I know. At the end of last month, while I was arguing with Sean Lowe at Art Studio that I wasn't the right person to be on the show, I received news that my car had been damaged. Is this the owner of car number 379? I accidentally cut up your car. Can you come over? Let's talk about how to settle the claim. Heartbreaking. I was just rear-ended in the morning and now my car has been cut up again. I sighed and went downstairs. From afar, I saw a man standing beside the parking space. A white sleeveless undershirt was tied into a pair of mud-gray baggy pants. On top of his head, he casually wore sunglasses, imprisoning the broken hair in front of his forehead, revealing the clear shade of the three-dimensional brow bone. See me approaching. He raised an apologetic smile, swirling a light pear swirl. Wait. Not right. First don't handsome. Shit. The morning chased my tail of the green and white color scheme electric Mini Cooper is also your kid to drive. I walked up to the man and asked him nonchalantly. Are our cars being sold to each other behind someone's back? We like to stick together so much. In the morning, I let you go directly because it was too much trouble. What? But I am alone, Grips. I have done a lot of evil in my life. And it's even to meet you. The man shook his head guiltily. His cheeks flushed crimson. I'm really sorry. This side of the parking space is too crowded. I really do not mean. Sean Lowe, in order to show off his unique taste, had to open his art studio in the old town. The streets are slightly narrow. retaining the shape of the last century's tenements. The parking spaces in front of the stores have been encroached upon by a spate of bicycles. Okay. I can accept that. I know this car is expensive. Don't worry. I'll pay you even if it's over the insurance limit. The man swore to guarantee. Held up his cell phone. If you want to add a contact first. You can always find me if you have any problems. I looked at him carefully. He looked like he had just graduated from college. Drove a small tram that couldn't even stretch his legs straight. And had a mouth that was like sell the pot with the iron. Hey. I feel guilty for making him pay for it. But if he doesn't pay anything. It's hard for my car's ass to rest in peace in heaven. Damn ass killer. Maybe being stared at by my naked eyes for a long time. He blinked unnaturally. What? What's wrong? I held my arms over my chest and raised my chin at him. Can you spin around? The man was unsure. His eyebrows slightly pressed down. Seeing that I still insisted. He obediently spun in place. Well. Good. Arm deltoid and biceps. Triceps articulation is beautiful. Different from the gym assembly line product. I guess it should adhere to the regular outdoor exercise for a long time. I hooked my lips and raised an intriguing smile. Are you interested in being a mannequin for 2 days? And if you do well, you won't have to pay for it. For various reasons. Young people are not happy to be stared at for hours with their arms and legs exposed. Therefore, in the past, most of the mannequins hired by Art Studio were over 50 years old. And I was already tired of just guiding my students to paint. This time is different. I can't wait to paint 50 of them. How can I stand still when a new handsome man has appeared? The next day was the weekend. Zane Xavier was wearing a black half-sleeve shirt and long pants. Zane Xavier was sitting by the window. His left leg curled up and his right leg stretched out lazily. With a face that said, "You can turn your head to the left a little bit. You can do whatever you want. You can tilt your head a little to the left and try to find a position you're comfortable with." I began to pose Zane Xavier for the best composition. Would you mind unbuttoning your shirt a couple of times to show your collarbone? After all, I wasn't a serious model for hire. So I directed him conservatively. Otherwise, I would have stripped her naked and thrown her on the display. Zane Xavier raised his right hand, unbuttoned it without hesitation, and tugged on the loose collar. He spoke coldly. Without meaning to. I've got good abs. Actually. What do you mean? What do you mean? You're showing off with me? You're sorry you can't draw your abs. Aren't you? What a perfect childish boy. I laughed. And turned around to fiddle with my drawing board and paints. Whatever. It doesn't make much difference to me how much or how little you wear. Behind me. He whispered. Oh. As if his voice was a mixture of uncertain loss and frustration. I turned around suspiciously. Zane Xavier didn't look out of the ordinary. And was already excitedly studying how to show off his abs. Hey. Chopped pepper fish head cannot understand the person can have what bad intentions? The child wants to show it. Just show it. 2 pictures were finally completed. Originally, I wanted to give the half-naked one to him for his own enjoyment. And leave the one in a proper outfit. But Zane Xavier said he preferred the second one and slipped me the abs. Oh. M.O. Are all men so fickle? 1 minute I'm happy with my muscles. 1 minute I'm happy with my muscles. The next I don't even want to look at them. I was forced to accept and politely escorted him to the door after packing up my drawing supplies. Can I come over for modeling later? Zane Xavier, who is considerably taller than me, is now leaning against the twilight light and hanging his head to get closer to me. His tall body blocked the springtime breeze from blowing outside. And the only thing left to my nose was his delicious lemony scent. Zane Xavier's lips are tense. But his eyes are crystal clear. And anticipation flickers in the back of his eyes. This smell isn't quite right. Is it? Why do I feel like I'm in that nightclub? With a Bloody Mary cupped in my hand. And a poor but beautiful escort saying to me, "See you next time. Sis. You sober up." He's a male model, not a male model. I lightly stoned twice. Shook off the evil thoughts in my head. and imitated Sean Lowe's usual diplomacy. Mr. Chow. The next time Art Studio is in town, I'd like to see you there. Mr. Chow. If Art Studio has a similar event next time, I will definitely give you priority. Then I saw his face instantly crumple. The thought came back to me. Now, looking at the man on the interview video, I can't wait to smack myself in the face. Trapped. Dead manipulative guy's trap. I can't believe I didn't realize he ran into me on purpose. Twice. Obviously. There are so many luxury cars that can fill up a playground. But he had to drive a chopped fish head to come out and cheat. What an aggravation for him. I should have pestered him to pay for it. And when he got tired of it, he could have flicked me a check for $50 million and said to me, "Woman, you're nothing but a money-grubbing vulgarity. Hey, raise $50 million. And don't let me see you in a city again." Then I can kick Sean Lowe's stupid partner in the ass and run away to open a bigger art studio. I hate it. I hate it. As the incident continued to fester, many media outlets caught wind of the incident and killed Maui. The director's team moved the next 2 days of the event indoors to ensure the safety of the guests. Sorry everyone. The shooting was affected due to personal reasons. On that day, I quickly ordered hundreds of fruits and milk tea. One by one, I delivered them to the guests and the filming crew, praying that they would curse gently in their hearts. However, the situation seemed to be better than I thought. Almost all of my fellow travelers were vegetarians, and they didn't react strongly to the hot search. Luna Evans, with whom I have a good relationship, whispered to me that we even privately hope that the hot search will be hung for a while, so as to increase the heat of the program. Otherwise, the vegetarian does not bring their own traffic. Broadcast no one to watch is also a waste of effort. Of course, there are some exceptions. For example, this guest called Mackenzie Cole did not take the fruit. Only whoosh skimmed me. Do not say anything. I heard that he is a blogger and a rapper. Rapper circle is a bit evil in the wee hours of the morning. When the cameras were turned off completely, I lay paralyzed on my bed fiddling with my cell phone, gathering myself and clicking on the dozens of messages sent to me by Zane Xavier. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it would cause you so much trouble. I admit that in order to get your contact information, I intentionally switched cars and shamelessly hit your car twice on the street. I felt that you liked my muscles. So I worked out all night after I learned that I was going to be a model. But in no way did I intend to hurt you or tease you in the dark with this. The hot search thing is already being dealt with. And I promise no one will call you names tomorrow. Can I apologize to you in person? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The wind on the rooftop is so strong. I'm so cold. I need to be rescued. Very well. After apologizing properly, I started to do the whole green tea thing again. I did not reply. Exit the interface. Heh. The man is the red rope giveaway when you buy gold. The words are just to trick you to bring him home. So just listen. Don't take it seriously. Late at night, my collaborator Sean Lowe started to call me like crazy. My dear brother. It's 2:30 in the middle of the night. Do you want to send me to catch a corpse? I squinted my eyes and answered Sean Lowe's call, wishing I could shove him into a flower pot for fertilizer. What's up with you and that race car driver Zane Xavier? He likes you? Hey. 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 When can we get him to do some art studio publicity for free? Did the village just get the internet? That's a bit of an old-fashioned message. Isn't it? I don't know. Maybe he just wants to sleep with me. I don't know. Maybe you just want to sleep with me. Haven't you gotten enough publicity yet? The whole world's calling me out for rubbing it in. And you want it too? I was confused and wanted to end the conversation and go to bed. Gee. I can't believe you're a night owl who hasn't seen the latest hot search. Check it out. All I can say is that odds are he's trying to cheat on your soul. Not just your flesh. Sean Lowe urges me to keep abreast of the situation. Nerves awake for 2 minutes. I cursed Zane Xavier for how he managed to make a mess in the wee hours of the morning. Clicking on it. Yo. No one did curse me out. It's all gone to scolding him. Zane Xavier did not sleep in the middle of the night. Ran to the comment area to go crazy. Hung up the red V avatar mixed and there is very conspicuous. Netizens. Not red but love to rub. When they're real sister-in-law? Zane Xavier. I want to be a real brother-in-law. Netizen. You don't say. This sister's acting skills are awesome. Netizen. That innocent and confident expression makes me believe that she doesn't know Zane Xavier and is purely using him as a model. Zane Xavier. No acting. I secretly rubbed her car twice and wanted to get in touch with her. And she had a hard time believing that I could drive a race car. Netizen. Echor. Female. 25 years old. And a Sean Lowe Partnership Art Studio. In Maple Street. Tomorrow I will bring people offline to open Rush. Zane Xavier. Already called the police. You also give the police to Flush Performance. Netizen. I just want to ask, the oil painting is real? Brother, you figure what? Lack of money is not the way to earn awe. Zane Xavier. I have to admit that I am trying to seduce people by wearing a scanty dress. And the result is still unsuccessful. Before I am satisfied? Once he was online. He attracted fire from all over the internet. Fans and passers-by hated him. No. You're playing crush with this face on top? Brother. It's love to think of each other. But to think of yourself blindly is a crime. Two-way sincerity is a must. One-way sincerity is a shark bite. Upstairs said so well. To graduate school, leave it alone. He is super love. Daytime righteous dislike of the media. Night crying for why has not yet caught up with his wife. Let's go apologize to Echor. It's Zane Xavier's fault. With my 3 years of experience in talking to 10 people. I guess Echor didn't reply to his messages in anger. That's why he went crazy in the middle of the night with frustrated. Haha. You're so right. When I'm done with the show. Let's have a private discussion about how to talk to 10 people in 3 years. I don't have any bad intentions. I just love to study. But I'm not sure how I'm going to face Zane Xavier. Since the program will be on for a few more days. I'll worry about it next week. What? There's going to be a mystery guest. Feeling the gazes of the director's team that seemed to be falling on me. A bad feeling instantly rose up. Director. Can I? With the word exit still in his mouth. The director smiled and opened his calculator. Of course you can. I calculate how. The liquidated damages is a 100,000,000. Okay. It's okay. I'm just kidding. How could I run away from such a great and promising program? That would be a waste. The director dismissed me with a smile on his face. It was then announced that the internal rating of the variety show had risen. And that the platform had decided to use live streaming while recording to continuously increase exposure. It's self-evident who dipped their toes in the water. Hi everyone. I'm Zane Xavier and I'm so excited to be a part of the recording. The world is upside down after all. The world has turned upside down. Shady. Pure shady His Zane Xavier family is what showbiz big capital. How variety show say on it. Seeing him approaching. I silently moved 2 steps to be next to Luna Evans. As a result. Luna Evans didn't let me off the hook either. Covering her mic. She teased in a low voice. Momo. I've seen him play. And he didn't even smile like that when he won. I spoke indifferently. Maybe he's got half a step of laughter. Luna Evans. Obviously not convinced. Then poked me again. He's coming over. There's going to be a lot of people watching. So watch what you say. I looked up and Zane Xavier was politely greeting each guest. Underneath his tight gray and black t-shirt are matte leather pants with a shiny silver chain around his waist. His muscular upper body moves with his movements. I'm Zane Xavier. Race car driver. Nice to meet you. Zane Xavier reached out his hand towards me and introduced himself in a very formal manner. But his eyes were lightly tilted and the corners of his lips were slightly hooked. Which made him look like a good guy. Hi. I'm Cho. I fake smiled and gritted my teeth to squeeze out the words. Welcome to the large-scale real-life version of the wife-chasing crematorium. Zane Xavier has come up with such a tawdry look. But Ichor doesn't fall for it at all. My wife is still ignoring me after the flashback? It's okay. I have a plan. I'll pretend to greet the audience and shake my wife's hand. Shake hands with someone else. Shake hands with Ichor. Clench it tightly. Maui, the weather is so hot. Zane Xavier, you mustn't go out. And then heat up your love brain. Looking at each other is spiritual kissing. I'm high. I just want to know if those who scolded Ichor have a face. Showbiz style really should change. No evidence of net violence, people. Vegetarian. Netizens packet change face of law. We cannot see the live pop-ups. Only according to the arrangements of the director's team will be shifted to the outdoor position somewhere on the beach. At this moment the weather is good. The sea presents a brightly colored dividing line. First the endless blue in the distance. And then the transition into the sparkling green. And then close to the white of the fine sand through the sea water can be seen Zane Xavier, Mackenzie Cole, and the others are playing sand volleyball. The director's choice of players is very good. And from afar, the handsome men and women are very eye-catching. However, Zane Xavier is playing a bit too fierce. He's like a man-eater. Blocking and killing. And he's doing all sorts of things because of his height advantage. It's just a friendly match. Why do you fight so hard? I took a sip of the cold grape juice in my hand and shook my head. Luna Evans came back tired of playing and sat on a beach chair next to me, gulping down water. Not forgetting to ask me, why don't you go play for a while? I'm not going to embarrass myself by exercising like my limbs haven't been put together yet. In front of the camera, I justified my excuse. In fact, I know I'm just lazy and greedy. Why would I do exercise in the sun when I have a chance to sit and drink an iced drink? Funny. I pulled down my sunglasses to chat with Luna Evans for a while when I suddenly noticed the slightest hint of bruising on her left knee. Hi. Your knee. I got it when I was pouncing on the ball. It's a minor problem. It'll be fine in a couple days. Luna Evans didn't care and pulled a sunscreen over her leg to cover it. I've got hydrogen peroxide, povidone iodine, safflower oil, and neosporin. So if you need anything, just come and get it. I snap my fingers to remember what's in my luggage. And Luna Evans has no problem pouncing on me and stopping me on the shoulder, deliberately cupping her voice. And, nice wife. Sticky. My neck was tickled. I laughed and imitated her tone, pretending to be disgusted. Disgusting. I didn't wait to return from the flirtation. But my back suddenly went cold. And chills drilled up from my spine to the top of my head. I tilted my head and found Zane Xavier coming off the court after his game. He's looking over at me coldly. After locking eyes with me, his eyebrows were still gently knitted. And then he raised his head and walked into the locker area without looking back, leaving behind a slightly forlorn back. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Why is this person so unpredictable? I'm not sure if you're a good person or a good person. You're jealous of a woman? You're really out of your league. Zane Xavier single-handedly transformed a slow travel show into a romance show. You're sad again, aren't you? Who told you to talk to just one? I see it. Just play sand volleyball when Zane Xavier elbow rubbed broken. Originally he pressed the root of not care. The result is just off the field to hear he chew full range of care for Ing. Success frustrated, ha 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 ha. The wife, how not to see me? Why doesn't my wife look at me? I'm hurt too. Ichor, quickly go and give him the medicine. Any later the wound will be healed. 1 noon. I can kind of see that Zane Xavier is unilaterally sulking with me. And his gambling behavior was manifested in the form of viciously chewing the mushrooms he hated at the dinner table. I can't stand it any longer. So I'll just take my iced lemon tea and smooth it down. A cold, handsome face reveals only 4 words. Do not approach. Others may think Zane Xavier is really angry. But I can see right through it. He's just trying to get attention. He was just being childish and begging for attention. With bad intentions. I pushed the small portion of tom yum goong soup on the bone dish in my hand towards him. Does Mr. Zane Xavier like mushrooms in his soup? I hope you won't mind if I leave mine untouched. Zane Xavier's light-colored pupils dilated, and he raised his eyebrows in disbelief and stared at me. Then tensed his lips and twisted his head without saying a word. Hey. 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 The rest of the guests' eyes fluttered about, each with their own thoughts. Only Luna Evans winked and gave me a thumbs up. Luckily, the weird atmosphere didn't last long. After lunch, we went out for a group sail. With high winds and waves, we were all very excited on the boat. When we arrived at the place, we went to the sea like dumplings. I was too weak to swim, so I had to float around in my deathly fluorescent life jacket. Zane Xavier looks disinterested as he opens his arms in the distance for a few occasional strokes. How come you can't hear the sound anymore? And you still don't give a single camera position? After the live broadcast, who will watch it when it's cut out? I'm sure I'll have to put in some unclear clips to attract you to watch it afterward. Cherish it. Live and cannot be 24 hours. I guess a while to the end. The rest of us can only wait for the main movie. What a vicious way to attract traffic. Can you turn the camera around? The distance between Zane Xavier and Ichor is so big that they can't be in the same frame. TSK. What did I miss while having lunch? The couple broke up so soon? What breakup? I've been staring at him for half an hour. And wherever Ichor moves, he moves. The distance between them is just a man's way of saying what he wants to say. The sun was setting at sea level. The broadcast was finally over, and I wobbled and fluttered in the direction of the boat. Mackenzie Cole, who likes to hang around Zane Xavier, got to my side at some point. What's up? I couldn't help but be annoyed. I really wasn't impressed with him. Mackenzie Cole smiled, lowered his voice and approached with no sense of boundaries. You're the one who stole all the hype from the pilot. And you're the one who brought Zane Xavier into the picture. She says. I wonder who's the big brother who trained you to be so good at this. I don't know which big brother I trained under. Seeing me freeze, he pointedly glanced at Zane Xavier, who had been cold-faced all day, and patted me on the shoulder with his free hand. Be careful. Don't let playing hard to get capsize you. With that, Mackenzie Cole assumed an ironic demeanor, raising the volume so the microphone would pick up his next words. Hold on to me. It'll get you non-swimmers back to the boat or you'll drift further and further away. Wow. Man. A new age face turner? Behind the camera, you're a yellow face. In front of the camera, you're a sweet face. Oh. The smaller the bottom, the less shame. Which big brother practiced under his hand? What? Did you serve a rich woman? You know the process so well. My face didn't change. I pulled the mic away from my body. Are you stealing everyone's attention? Or are you stealing the limelight from this little rapper? If you don't like it, you should practice more. Mackenzie Cole's face stiffened as a result of the deliberate accentuation of the word dish. I pulled out a smile and responded to what he just said with a big smile. Thank you then. I don't know when a dry duck like me will be able to row across. Who doesn't know how to do it? You think I'm going to get angry and reject you because of a few sarcastic words. And then you think I'm going to be criticized by your fans for not having the right qualities when I openly flaunt my face in front of the camera? Don't be silly. It's not worth it to use the free labor that comes to me. Being dragged back to the boat won't pollute my noble soul. It will only save me energy. What are you waiting for? Get up and drive. Weedy. It's just that times are better now. In the old days, a double-crosser like you wouldn't even be worthy of my shoes. When I rushed back to the villa, it was already moonlight. The program team set up a barbecue grill in the empty space, and the pillars of the canopy were also wrapped with fluorescent-colored lights. Obviously, they wanted to have an ambient picnic. Mackenzie Cole volunteered to be the chef, showing off her kebab skills and receiving a lot of compliments. Well, let the servants do their job and I'll take a break. I found a way to go back to the villa. The camera crew was outside, Only the fixed camera on the first floor of the event hall was left in the villa. After getting my things from my room, I leaned on the dimly lit corridor and listened to the sound of light footsteps approaching from far away. Gee. I knew someone would sneak up on me. It's not gentlemanly to follow a girl in the middle of the night. I snap. And Zane Xavier, startled, puts on his composure. He flicked his eyes away from meeting mine and said in a cold tone, "I'm changing my clothes so I don't follow you." "Oh. So you weren't looking for me. I'll see you around." I shrugged my shoulders in regret and walked towards the light outside the porch. Behind me came the sound of Zane Xavier trying to call out to me, but feeling ashamed of himself, and all his sadness condensed into a dry mutter. "Bad girl. Pooh-ha-ha-ha-ha. I'm laughing my ass off. I can't believe it's such an unkilling word after all this time." The corners of my lips curved upward uncontrollably, and I turned to him, shaking the pills and medical swabs I'd been holding in my hand. Zane Xavier's eyebrows lit up in the pale light. It was a long moment before he spoke up in a twisted voice. "For me? For me? Ahem. I'll take that back for now. Since you found out I was hurt and delivered the medicine. How could you not notice? All day long. You've hated your elbow in my eye. Bruised skin. Embedded in fine sand and not treated. And then you don't care to soak in the sea water in the afternoon and wait for a bacterial infection. To be honest, I decided to be a grown-up and not to bother with this by your own body kind of person." "Your room, my room?" Zane Xavier's breath catches at his words. His eyes steeply begin to wander. The knot in his throat rolls up and down restlessly. Nervous and nervous. And it's too soon. But it's not impossible. When he finished speaking, he tilted his head away like he didn't have a bottom, revealing the reddish outlines of his ears. "I'm not going to be able to do that. Big yellow boy. You really dare to think you're still serious about it? Oh. You've been waiting for this day for a long time." Zane Xavier finally got his wish to apply the ointment in his room. Of course. He was deflated throughout the whole process, complaining about his grievances. "I came all the way here, you ignore. Hurt also do not care. I thought I had become heir. I got the ointment 9 hours later than everyone else. I concentrated on pouring hydrogen peroxide on his wound. And it was foaming. You're jealous of a girl? She can hold you. I can't." Zane Xavier's tone of voice was so frank that every part of his body screamed why he couldn't be jealous. "Oh. So you're jealous of people hugging me? That's so petty. Forget Luna Evans. You stay away from that Mackenzie Cole guy. He's no good." I responded softly, lifting my hand to get the saline solution to rinse the wound, when I caught a glimpse of the redness at the end of his eyes. The bottom of his eyes glistening with water. I raised an eyebrow. "Does it hurt?" "It hurts like hell." Zane Xavier's tone is soft, his eyes half squinting as he cries out in pain. Inexplicably. It reminds me of an innocent scheming puppy who has done something bad and comes over to rub against your leg while watching your reaction. Okay. It's happening again. I guess it's not because of the pain that you want to shed tears. Sure enough. After 2 minutes of this tactic not working, Zane Xavier gently tugged on the corner of my blouse and said, "Can you forgive me for what happened before? It's true that I got your contact information by dirty tricks. But I swear I meant it. I'm not the kind of scumbag who intentionally pretends to be poor and cheats on his feelings." I covered his arm with iodine. I got up and threw the used swabs into the trash. "Really? I feel like you're very skillful at playing poor." Zane Xavier coughed awkwardly, not daring to look at me. Talent. Also learned so little. Hee hee. Don't be good every day and not learn the bad. I don't know who came up with the stupid idea of letting a race car driver bump into a car on the street without getting the contact information, and then hit a second time with a dead skin. All I can say is that next to a crouching dragon like Zane Xavier, there's always a champion. I resisted the urge to roll my eyes and turned to go out the door. "Let's go. Let's have dinner." Zane Xavier followed me, a worthless smile on his lips. Well, he knows I forgive him. Made up? Luna Evans slyly chimed in. "Don't try to hide it. I have very hard eyes. Gee. He must be in a good mood. I'm sure he'll give me more autographs when I go get them. I'm speechless. You're not high on CP. You want autographs. He'll sign even if he's in a bad mood. Luna Evans nodded fervently and took the marker. Mr. Chow. I've been following your matches for a long time. Can you give me an autograph? Without waiting for Zane Xavier to make a statement, Mackenzie Cole, who came over to deliver the kebabs, laughed to herself. You girls don't know what you're talking about. You girls don't know anything about racing. You're just people who watch racing. It's because Zane Xavier is so handsome. He dislikes Zane Xavier with his elbow. Looking familiar with him. Sounding like he's making a gag for program effect. But the expression on his face was that of a middle school hooligan pointing at the girls in his neighborhood, who hadn't gotten the better of me this afternoon and had gone off to ooh and ah at someone else. Like there's something wrong with. Zane Xavier didn't take Mackenzie Cole's lamb kebab. And the smile didn't reach his eyes, revealing a sharp detachment. What do you think you're messing with him for? Not 2 minutes after you've been smoothed over. You hear someone say their fans can't read racing. It would be strange if he didn't get angry. By that token, girls don't know much about hip-hop either. Right. So do you think that the female fans who support you don't even read your songs? Don't understand your videos? And simply and superficially love your face? Or do you think you don't consider girls as your fans at all? Good cursing. Brother. Zane Xavier. With that mouth of yours. You'll never go anywhere. Mackenzie Cole is choking on her words. Laughing and trying to get her words back. Zane Xavier doesn't care if there's a camera rolling or not. He's just talking to Luna Evans. Signing a dozen autographs with a wave of his hand. I'm holding my laughter with my back to the camera until I can't breathe. I've got it right. Right? Zane Xavier, a professional race car driver, was already at his limit as a flying guest. And 2 days later he rushed off to train. Without him, the recording fell flat. Mackenzie Cole didn't do another thing until the variety show wrapped. Only occasionally passing a dark, beady look. I, as a woman, was naturally oblivious to such irrelevant magical attacks. Anyway, the show was over and we were done with each other. So whoever held their breath was a fool. 2 months later, Zane Xavier, who had successfully confessed his love, became even more clingy and went to art studio whenever he had time. Because he was afraid of being recognized and causing a commotion. Today he had a 9-handed charade. Tomorrow he drove an electric elderly mobility scooter. Which was even more ridiculous than performance art. Just when I was looking forward to what he would do next time, something even bigger came to both of us. Civic hot topic. 1. Hashtag Zane Xavier or illegitimate child? Hashtag explosion. 2. Hashtag Icho's dream of the mansion is shattered. Hashtag 3. Hashtag false gentry and true white lotus. Hashtag 4. Hashtag you're high on pure love. CP completely be. Hashtag I know all these words. Why can't I read them together? Before I could catch my breath, Zane Xavier's call popped up on the top of his cell phone. There was a lot of noise on his end, accompanied by the humming of large equipment. And Zane Xavier's tone was more subdued than usual. See the hot search? It's that Mackenzie Cole fucker. I'm boarding the plane. It'll be on the ground around 11:00 p.m. Someone is shouting his English name. And the atmosphere sounds anxious. Don't worry. Don't worry. Stay home. If you're scared, go to Sean Lowe. He'll take care of the rest. Don't worry. I can't do anything but stay here. I'm just a cannon fodder for the gods and goddesses. But what did this Mackenzie Cole do to put us both on the hot seat? I clicked on Mackenzie Cole's homepage and found that the latest update was that he was promoting his new song Pseudo. The comment section at the bottom took key lines from the song and excerpted them. One is a pretentious bitch. One is an extravagant prodigal son. The one you can't marry is an empty shell. Talking about love is a waste of time. Talking about love is hypocritical. It'll bring you the truth. It'll bring you the truth. You don't say. You don't say. It rhymes. It's a relief to have such a talented man among the lackeys of my house. If he didn't secretly curse me, I would have promoted him to chief eunuch. Mackenzie Cole has not had many public activities in the last 6 months. And variety counts as one. Netizens instantly realized who the insinuating song was talking about. And Mackenzie Cole's fans went wild with, "Holy shit. Bitch with the prodigal son? It can't be that who and that who. You didn't say anything. But I get it. Brother. You're still as brave as ever. I'm scared to listen to you." Recorded the program together for 15 days. Mac must know the inside story. In fact, I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. It's rumored that Zane Xavier is backed by the Chow family, who are in the medical field. But who in the Chow family doesn't have a few subsidiaries? 18-year-olds are shareholders. But there's nothing in Zane Xavier's name in the eye on earth. So that doesn't make sense. Does it? That means he's very marginalized in the Chow family. So if he's not a member of the original family, he's probably a bastard. Mom. The empty shell is a dig at Zane Xavier's illegitimacy. In fact, the truth is obvious. What big family doesn't come out to market their own whoever has won medals for the country? And it can also increase the stock price. Zane Xavier's background is ambiguous and passes by. So what's the point of not being able to see the light of day? Too talented, right? Just a few words to tell all the secret. Inside the amusement of a living person playing on the public screen, Zane Xavier's face alone makes it impossible for him to be innocent. He pretends to be on the show, plays with women, and then hype it up. And some people actually believe it. No wonder that he started to do some kind of abs oil painting. So he wanted to hang the male. The bitch's dream of being in a luxury house has come to naught. While Zane Xavier's fans in all colors of superlatives showed a landslide victory, the battle didn't stop there. The rap, entertainment, sports, and even business worlds are in a state of great confusion. The civic chart one was slow to change. The biased personal attacks from the netizens were more than a moment's notice. On the third day, Sean Lowe stood in front of his office glass and sighed. "Thank Mackenzie Cole for me. It's been a long time since Art Studio has been this busy." As he looked down the stairs, there was a crowd of journalists and unknown fans. Countless lenses were trained on the single pane of glass, trying undyingly to get a peek. Isn't Zane Xavier going to fix it? Where is he? Just wait a little longer and he'll come straight here to celebrate our closing. The next second, the phone stops vibrating. I shake my wrist and show Sean Lowe the caller ID. Speak of the devil. Zane Xavier's distinctive clear voice drips from the receiver. "I'm in the parking lot by the back door. Come down quietly and we'll go somewhere together." I was silent for a few seconds. Then I raised my voice to ask, "What kind of car?" "A blue and white Bentley." "That looks exactly like a cab." "It's beautiful. And the spirit is fantastic. It used to be $1 million stereo in a chopped fish head. Now it's a multi-million-dollar Bentley transformed into a net taxi. The doggy really can't stop you. They are not as crazy as you are." The long and slender car body in the congested streets of Seven turns, and finally drove into an industrial park. The complex is simple, bright and modern, with white as the dominant color, supplemented by neatly trimmed evergreen trees in between. I wasn't sure of the exact location, and the car was parked just behind one of the buildings. "What are you doing here?" I was ushered indoors by Zane Xavier, skeptically surveying the unfamiliar surroundings. "I'm going to get you changed. We're going to have a good time." "No. No. You're starting to play dumb now. Want a piece of the rapper circuit?" Suddenly, a few little girls came around and said they wanted to help me with my style, interrupting my desire to continue asking questions. There were all kinds of dresses and accessories. I was so dazzled that I felt like I was some kind of international superstar who would be killing it on the red carpet in the next second. But I privately thought it was more like a sumptuous guillotine meal before a prisoner is cut down. And when it's over, there's no hiding from either the blessing or the curse. It's over. It's over. I must have been counted by my pillow. Ahem. I'm going to try on the pigeon's egg diamond. That emerald bracelet, can I have one in one hand? An hour later. I'm being swarmed out of the dressing room. Zane Xavier seems to have been standing in the doorway for a long time, leaning against the wall and rubbing his watch. It was the first time I'd seen him in formal attire. A well-fitted black suit with a bright rose brooch, similar to the ruby-encrusted necklace I wore around my neck. His eyes lit up and he invited me to look at his chest. I knew you'd like the red ones. Okay. 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 I'll let you get away with it. Zane Xavier was proud of himself and took my hand to walk out the door. He was walking leisurely, slowing down his pace to accommodate my slower pace and heels. Now can you tell me what I'm going to do? It mustn't be a marriage proposal. I have no intention of saying yes. I didn't know what to expect, so I had to give him a heads up. Zane Xavier grunted in displeasure. I'm not that unoriginal. The further I walked, the more I sensed something was wrong. Outside the building it sounded like some kind of event was taking place. Solemn and serious, with a subtle sense of oppression coming over me. The host's voice in my ear became clearer and clearer. The following opening and unveiling ceremony will take place. Please invite our guests to the stage for the official unveiling of the Array Medical Industrial Base. Welcome Mr. Don Shan and his wife. Ms. Qiao Mingnian, Director of the Health Bureau of Haishi City. Welcome Mr. Zhou Hasong, Chairman of Lanya Group. And his wife. Ms. Yang Jiasu. Welcome Mr. Zane Xavier, Pharmaceutical Representative of Lanya Group. And his lover. Ms. Yi Chor. Hearing my own name, my temples steeply began to ache, along with my heart stopping for a beat. My mind gray and unable to think. Wait. Me? The ribbon-cutting guest of the industrial park? In a flash of lightning, I even began to doubt the accuracy of the information my ears were receiving. That is, until the sound of applause from outside the tunnel and a not-so-gentle pinch on my wrist. Zane Xavier smiled a sly, vivid smile. Come back to your senses. It's live outside. Pay attention to expression management. Following Zane Xavier onto the stage, I struggled to survive in the tidal wave of flashing lights. Mom. This is too big. I'm scared. Zane Xavier has been very close to me ever since he stepped on stage. And his left hand is quietly pressed against my waistline, gently rubbing it in a soothing manner. Invisible places. Millions of people watch the ribbon cutting, which should only be of interest to the political and business sectors. What do you mean? Medical representatives? Shouldn't they be shareholders or something like that to participate in this level of activity? Don't you get it? It means that this is my Zhou family's first son. Even if he is not willing to accept the family business, I have to give him a free position out of the slip. And then rumors of illegitimate children will be waiting for a lawsuit. Ha 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 ha. It's so funny. The first son of the first family. The truth comes out so quickly. Much better than those in the entertainment industry who only send lawyers letters when they have a stiff upper lip. A certain rapper is of low quality and loves to spread rumors. I'm afraid he's not jealous of others. Speak up. Don't give your face. The one who scolded is Mackenzie Cole. It's not the first time he played with traffic like this. I'm the only one who noticed the introduction. Am I the only one who noticed that the introductory chore's appearance word is lover? Oh. The online encyclopedia explains lover as someone who is adored, the object of a relationship, or the object of a marriage. I see. Now is the girlfriend. The future is the wife. Zane Xavier, you kid, serves you right to be able to chase after each chore. Mackenzie Cole is a good rumor monger. Mackenzie Cole is a good rumor monger. A Mackenzie Cole fan is calling an empty shell of a mansion that Ichor wants to marry but can't. Open your eyes and see. His parents are so close to putting a big gold bracelet on his hand. The crowd is so loud. He's not going to be able to get married. At the crowded place. He held her hand tightly, like a grand and romantic confession, leaving no regrets, no hidden dangers, letting everything gorgeous in the light place, including his love. Upstairs sisters write fast. Don't stop. By the time I finished cutting the red silk with scissors. By the time I finished cutting the red silk with the scissors, I was already laughing, trying to turn my head to move my facial muscles, and unexpectedly fell into two soft gazes. These two are not. The host was reading the blessing. I quietly approached Zane Xavier. He drops his head and confirms my guess. Yeah. My mom and dad. No way. We're meeting the parents now. It was so unexpected that it was ridiculous. Seeing my shock, Zane Xavier became even more amused, smothering his laughter and fluttering his eyelashes. That's why you can't get away with it. End of story. Extra, Zane Xavier's diary. May 2023. I was dragged by my brother Jiang He to ride a motorcycle in the nearby mountains. How can someone come to such a rare place to sketch? Jiang He said I was so mesmerized by the girl that I didn't even respond to his call. Nonsense. The helmet must be too thick. Jiang He is really annoying. When I don't talk to him, he still wants to talk about me, saying that I've been blossoming for years, and teasing me for liking this kind of good girl. I don't think so. Why don't I think so? Sure enough. Before the words left her mouth, she dragged the sheep back by the horns with her bare hands, and then dragged the sheep back. By the look of her mouth, she might have been saying, "Run, run, 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 run. Stay quiet and let me draw for a while. Don't make me slap you." Jiang He was so shocked that he got on his motorcycle and ran away. Go. 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 They're going to slap us later. June 2023. The girl's name is Ichor. The girl's name is Ichor. And she seems to be a good match for me. I've got her social media number. But it's too much of a surprise. When I was hesitating, Jiang He gave me a little trolley that looks like a frog. He told me that if I did this, that, and that, I could get her contact info and show my face to impress her. Well, it was a good idea. But it didn't work the first time. I think I can do it again. July 2023. I hate Jiang He. It's all his bad idea. Icho is ignoring me. I'm going to participate in the variety show too. Before I left, I asked Lao Zhou for his secret recipe for chasing his wife. And he told me to do this, that and the other. What do they call this on the internet? Manipulative guy? Forget it. Green tea is green tea. As long as Ichor likes it. October 2023. Hey. 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 Reward yourself for buying Icho lipstick, foundation, perfume, bag, camera, watch, gold, diamonds, big diamonds and big diamonds. March 2024. Is Mac crazy? How can I be a bastard, given Chow's demented behavior? What's with the eyeball check and the enterprise check? My brother is the one who inherits the family business. I didn't let Chow put me on the board of directors. But now I'm on the fringe? I'm not going to respond to anything that's not true. But how can someone say that Ichor wants to get married but can't get into my family? Come on. I want her to marry me. I could have disliked the iron gate of my house and tricked her into hurrying in. On second thought, I decided to rationalize the use of my brother's newly built medical campus. Well, it shouldn't be a problem to kick him out of the ribbon-cutting guest list and let Ichor take the top spot. Right? He doesn't like these occasions anyway. The opening was originally scheduled for half a month later. It's a lot of work to adjust the schedule, coordinate the staff, and arrange the live broadcast. Old Joe was also afraid that I would end up alone, so he made a lot of effort. 3 days later, I'm sure I'll be able to send Icho a perfect appearance.